Welcome to class again, students. And we're still in Unit 10, and we're on page 60. Lesson number 2, conversation, going out. And so what does it mean, going out? Going out means you go outside. In Khmer, we say, I'm going outside. The children outside of my house, when they see me leave, they always ask, "Lakurut ana? Lakurut ana?" I answer that, I'm going out. I'm going outside. And so going out means that you're going outside from where you're at to do something. Usually we use it to mean going out to have fun. Going out to see something special, to do something special. That's what we usually use this word for. And in this conversation, that's how they use the word. And so look at the picture first. And so tell me, let's practice. You practice using your English. Practice describing a situation. And so what do you see? Okay, do you see an old man and an old lady? No. How would you describe these two people? A young man and a young lady, or a young woman. Okay, so I see a young man and a young woman, and what are they doing? They drink coffee. No, that's not how we say it. We say they're drinking coffee. Okay, so we would have to say they're drinking coffee. We do not say they drink coffee. We do not say they sit down. We use the present continuous tense. They're drinking coffee and they're sitting down. Or we would say, I see a young man and a young woman. They're sitting down drinking coffee in a cafe. Is that where they're at? That's what it looks like. Looks like it might be an outdoor cafe. A cafe that is outside. All right, so say this after me. I see a young man and a young woman sitting down drinking coffee at a cafe. Coffee, C-O-F-F-E-E, coffee. Cafe, C-A-F-E. Let's work on those words again. Coffee, drinking coffee at a cafe. Notice the syllable stress, very important for those two words. And so this is Ted and Brenda, and they're talking about what do you want to do tonight. So maybe Ted and Brenda, maybe boyfriend and girlfriend, maybe husband and wife. And so they're discussing, what should we do tonight? And so Ted says, are you enjoying your trip to New Orleans? New Orleans, say it like me, New Orleans. New Orleans is a city in the state of Louisiana in the United States. New Orleans is also the name of a city in France, because the state of Louisiana in the beginning had a lot of people from France live there. And so they gave many of the names French names, the names of the cities, the names of the rivers, the names of the places. Many of them are native names, and many of them are French names, because the state of Louisiana used to have a lot of French people living there. And so we would say, some people say New Orleans, some people would say New Orleans. It depends on where you're from. And so my part of the United States, we say New Orleans. So New Orleans is a big city in the United States. Are you enjoying your trip? Remember, I told you that Americans like to use the word trip. Are you going on a trip? Yeah, I'm going on a trip to New Orleans. New Orleans. How did you like your trip? Do you want to go on a trip with me? A trip means going a long ways. We don't go on a trip to the market. We don't go on a trip to our friend's house. but we go on a trip when we go a long ways, usually for a vacation or to see something interesting or do something interesting, or sometimes for work. Are you enjoying your trip to New Orleans? Oh yes, I really like it here. Would you like to do something tonight? Would you like to do something tonight? It means, would you like to go someplace, do something together tonight? That's how we say it. Would you like to do something tonight? Do you want to do something tonight? So that's what you can ask your friend. Do you want to do something tonight? Sure, I'd love to. I'd is I would. Sure, I would love to, but we use the contraction. Sure, I'd love to. That's how we can answer. Sure, I'd love to. Yes, I'd like to. You can say, sure, I'd love to. Sure, I'd like to. Let's see. Let's see means, let me think. Let's see. So make him cut my plat. Let's see. Have you been to a jazz club yet? What is a jazz club? I think you might know a club is a place where there's usually music and there's drinking. They call that a club. A jazz is a certain style of music. And so he's asking, have you been to a jazz club yet? Yes, I've already been to several clubs here. Notice several means a few means 2 or 3. Several means 3 or 4. Maybe 5. Several is a plural word, and so therefore clubs must also be a plural word. Several clubs here. I've already been to several clubs here. Okay, what about an evening riverboat tour? Riverboat, we have riverboats in Cambodia, in Phnom Penh. We have riverboats on the Mekong River, and you can pay money for you and your friend, or you and your staff, or you and your friends to go for a ride. We say go for a ride on the riverboat on the Mekong River. Go for a ride on a riverboat on the Mekong River. Did you notice that? A riverboat, it means any riverboat, but the Mekong River means only one Mekong River, and the. Riverboat tour. A riverboat tour, a tour is when someone takes you to look at something interesting or do something interesting. We say go on a tour or take a tour. When you come to Siem Reap, be sure and take a tour of Angkor Wat. And be sure and go on a tour of Angkor Wat. So take a tour, go on a tour. Actually, I've gone twice this week. I've gone twice. What is twice? Twice is 2 times. So she's gone on a riverboat tour 2 times already this week. So what do you want to do? Do you see the word do? The first word, so what do you want to do? Do you see the word is kind of slanted? It's not straight. The word do. We call that italicized. The word is italicized, and it's showing us that we should emphasize that word. We should stress that word. So what do you want to do? Well, I haven't been to the theater in a long time. I haven't been to the theater in a long time. Oh, okay. I hear there's a terrific show at the Sanger, I think it's called Sanger Theater. I hear there's a terrific show at Sanger Theater. Great, let's make a reservation. So going back, Brenda says, I haven't been to a theater in a long time. It means it's been a long time since I've been to a theater. It means maybe many weeks, or maybe many months, or maybe even many years. I haven't seen you for a long time. I haven't been to Phnom Penh in a long time. So it's talking about a long period of time that something has or hasn't happened. And so Ted answers, oh, I hear there's a terrific show at Sanger Theater. I hear. What does it mean, I hear? Does that mean Kim Lu so some lang moi? No. It means I've read someplace or someone has told me. I hear Angkor Wat is really interesting. I hear Preah Vihear Temple is amazing. I hear there is a great view at Bokor Mountain. I hear usually means someone has told me, or I've read it someplace, or maybe I've seen it on TV. But it means I have information about something. Okay, and so Sanger Theater, I hear there's a terrific show. So terrific is just an adjective to describe something that is really cool. You could say, I hear there's an amazing show. I hear there's an interesting show. I hear there's an entertaining show. I hear there's a nice show. And show is a noun and it means a program. Okay, I hear there's a nice program at the theater, at Sanger Theater. And so show, let's go to the show. The show can be a movie, the show can be a drama, or the show can be singing, some sort of a program, an entertaining program, by the way. If you go to a graduation, that's not a show. A show is an entertaining program, something that makes you laugh, something that makes you feel good. All right? And so let's say these together. You've learned a lot of new vocabulary so far in this lesson, and you've learned some new ways to say things, I think, and maybe some meanings of some of the words that we use in American English. And so let's say it together, all right? I will say it one time, and then you say it after me. And pay attention to my pronunciation and my intonation, the stress and pause. Are you enjoying your trip to New Orleans? Oh yes, I really like it here. Would you like to do something tonight? Sure, I'd love to. Let's see, have you been to a jazz club yet? Yes, I've already been to several clubs here. Okay, what about an evening riverboat tour? Actually, I've gone twice this week. So what do you want to do? Well, I haven't been to the theater in a long time. Oh, okay. I hear there's a terrific show at the Sanger Theater. Great, let's make reservations. All right, did you notice my intonation? So now you and I say it. We'll do it one time, and you can read it on the screen, and then we'll do it a second time, and you can just say it after me. Watch my expressions on my face, and watch my lips and mouth. So, enjoying, by the way, you should say this, enjoying. Enjoy, it's the word enjoy, you know that, enjoy, in. Remember, I-N-G, you can say it without pronouncing the G. I'll let you say that. You say in, I-N-G, ing, singing. But you can also say singing and end it with the N sound instead of the G sound. Enjoying. Can you say that? Enjoying. Are you enjoying your trip to New Orleans? Oh, yes. I really like it here. Would you like to do something tonight? Sure, I'd love to. Let's see. Have you been to a jazz club yet? Yes, I've already been to several clubs here. Okay, what about an evening riverboat tour? Actually, I've gone twice this week. So, what do you want to do? Well, I haven't been to a theater in a long time. Oh, okay. I hear there's a terrific show at Sanger Theater. Great, let's make a reservation. Okay, so this time, let's say it again, but this time you watch me. I'm going to practice the read and look up strategy, style of teaching. So I'm going to try to read it and then look up and say it. Are you enjoying your trip to New Orleans? Oh yes, I really like it here. Would you like to do something tonight? Sure, I'd love to. Let's see. Have you been to a jazz club yet? Yes, I've already been to several clubs. Okay, what about an evening riverboat tour? Actually, I've gone twice this week. So what do you want to do? Well, I haven't been to a theater in a long time. Oh, okay. I hear there's a terrific show at Sanger Theater. Great. Let's make a reservation. All right? Notice my facial expressions, because how you make your facial expressions, it affects how you sound when you speak. You sound differently if you smile as when you don't smile. All right? So that's the lesson for lesson number 2, but there's another part to it. So let's take a short break, and then we'll look at the second part to this lesson.